be a parliamentary member to vote and to debate and so forth. But to be speaker, to control the things, a very important job, as we all know, and especially recently we heard all the stations about it and the implications involved in being a speaker and so forth. And just run for that position. They could nominate people. We know there'd be no shortage of nations for very competent people who could handle that job. And from each district, and then you have a general, they'll be on the election list, and you can vote for them anywhere. It would be island-wide, if you follow what I'm saying.
Yes.
Wide thing. And we could, I don't know if it could be put in place. We have a year and 6 months for the next general elections. I don't see why we couldn't put that into place. If something needs to be changed up in the Constitution, I'm sure the British government wouldn't mind us adding that to the election, not to have the person elected. Anyone who has been following things, particularly recently, and can see where I think that it's necessary to do that now.
Yes, caller. I would say that you're absolutely correct that it would require changes to our Constitution. Not something that I see as being extremely difficult, because it really has to do with the internal workings of our government here, and I can't foresee any stringent opposition from the United Kingdom government in terms of if we wanted to do that. Now, in terms of your observations about the Premier, we have to bear in mind that there is a specific proportion and in terms of numbers between the numbers of ministers that you can have and what the numbers that we have in our legislative assembly, and in particular on the government's side as well. So it would either mean, if the Premier were to give up any ministerial responsibilities in terms of having ministries fall under her, that would either mean sharing them up with existing ministries, which means, they're burdened as it is, so it gives them additional responsibility. But the possibility of adding another minister to cabinet may be extremely difficult because of that proportion that is necessary. Thank you very much for that. I want to discuss it some more after we return from the commercial break. We do have another caller on hold. We're asking that caller to hang in there. Quick commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue, so please stay tuned.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season to be merry and healthy in the Cayman Islands. At Doctors Hospital and Integra Healthcare, we're not just a hospital and clinic with a talented group of local and international healthcare professionals. We're your partners in well-being throughout the year. So may your holidays be filled with the soothing sounds of the ocean, the embrace of good health, and a commitment to a healthier tomorrow. From all of us at Doctors Hospital and Integra Healthcare, we wish you and your loved ones happy holidays and a wonderful new year.
Jingle all the way into the season of incredible savings and wish granting with Digicel. This Christmas, get 25% off your Prime Bundle plan or postpaid bill for the next 6 months. With plans featuring social data, entertainment data, and more, Digicel keeps you connected and entertained all season long. But here's the real magic. Digicel could make your Christmas wish come true. Win a prize of your choice, from getting your rent paid to a new laptop or even a brand new car. Visit a Digicel store today, where dreams come true this holiday season.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I go in flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
The Coca-Cola Christmas Parade is back. Tuesday, December 12, Radio Cayman will be bringing you live coverage throughout the parade, starting from the Cayman Turtle Center at 5:30 p.m. Come out and wave or bring the kids to meet Santa along the way.
Stops include West Bay Fire Station, Governor Square, Cardinal Avenue, Windsor Park, Country and Western, and South Sound Dock.
The 2023 Coca-Cola Christmas Parade is back. Tuesday, December 12. Stay tuned for more details of Coca-Cola festive celebrations for the Eastern Districts.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are following us on YouTube, you will hear the sound, but you won't be able to see my mug this morning. That is my mug shot, my face on there. Most of you probably saying, well, I'm glad for that anyway, because if there was any way that I could block OC's mug out of the YouTube, I would do so. So for those of you who feel that way, we hope and we trust that you're still enjoying the show on YouTube simply by hearing the sound. 2 callers, and we're going to go to those callers, but I want to finish with one of the observations and questions that our previous caller made, and that had to do with the Premier and actually having ministers under the Premier's portfolio as opposed to sort of being a minister for all of the portfolios. You've always heard Dr. Steve McPhail, and I would even attempt to use the Latin phrase, but first amongst equals, being the Premier being. So what our Constitution says, and the original Constitution in 2009, because it did make provisions for changes to take place after, and it talks about the fact in Section 44 that there shall be a cabinet in and for the Cayman Islands, which shall consist of a Premier appointed by the Governor in accordance with Section 49, 2 or 3, 6 other ministers, one of whom shall be a Deputy Premier appointed by the Governor acting in accordance with the advice of the Premier from amongst the elected members of the Legislative Assembly. And talks about the Deputy Governor and the Attorney General as ex officio. And then subsection 2 states that the number of ministers referred to in subsection 1, and that in that case said 6, may be increased by a law made pursuant to section 60, subsection 2, which we did, which increases the number of elected members of the Legislative Assembly, but in no circumstance may the number of ministers exceed 2/5 of the total number of elected members in the Assembly. So if the appointment of another minister were to cause us to be in breach of that ratio, which is can't exceed 2/5 of the number of elected members, then we would be acting contrary to our Constitution. And that is why it actually becomes necessary for the Premier to, in addition to being first amongst equals, also to have constitutional responsibility for certain subjects as well. As far as the speakership is concerned, we'll talk about that later. Meanwhile, we do have callers who have been on hold. Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C. Connor.
Good morning, Lord Graham. How art thou?
I hear you calling for a phone technician to check you out. So
coming in loud and clear.
Yeah. O.C., driving around this weekend, I come to a conclusion, right? I think that we should not allow anyone to come here and practice driving or to ascertain a driver's license here in Cayman. If you come here and you want to drive, you need to come here with a valid driver's license with nothing less than 5 years experience driving. Because, see, I see some terrible things happening over the weekend. My good friend, Mark Scotland, was cursed out over the weekend because he directed a lady who was going anti-clockwise in the roundabout. Well, see, how can you go to a roundabout and turn right?
Wow.
You have to turn left because we drive on the left so automatically. But what's happening, I'll see, a lot of people come here, haven't driven a car in their life, and they're in their 30s and that. You know, that's not us. Part of our culture almost is driving. We couldn't wait till we could move the car in the yard and all those kind of things when we get 17 to get a car, to get a license, right? And then after that, we were borrowing everybody a car to drive. So that we grow with that, and a lot of people are coming here not even familiar with our system of driving. They drive on the opposite side from us. So that's another thing that they're not familiar with. They come and instead of looking right, they look left when they're coming out of a driveway or something like that. And so I think also, just like how, and we can't say about human rights and all, don't bring that in now, because where's the human rights for our kids who come home qualified and then to tell them that they need experience?
No, the right to driving is a privilege, not a right.
Right, it's a privilege, not a right. So that's what I'm saying. People would want to throw that in. But we must, see, the people that come here must have some experience, 5 years experience in driving and a valid driver's license. If not, sorry. Because what's also happening, see, people are coming here and immigration say you must qualify for the job that you're applying for, work permit, right? They're coming here to be a nanny, to be whatever, with concern driving, and they doesn't have a driver's license, and they go here to learn to drive. I know an individual who failed the written twice, failed the driving practical 6 times, see. If you was a parent, would you still take a chance to put your kids in with that nanny? No. You fail one time, I right away, I know you can't drive. So I'm not putting my kids with you. 6 times. I know somebody who failed 6 times. They're the kind of people who see we go on the road. No, we have to do something, see. We have to step up and do something. You see the traffic this morning on the road? I went out just to inspect because I was out in the new road all yesterday. I was there for the ribbon cutting. I was there for everything from this. In the morning, I was there checking. And every car that passed us, see, had one person in the car. One person. So we need OC to get a hold of the traffic because, like you say, the life you save could be your own.
Yeah. And, you referred to the lady who, was upset because she was being directed because she was driving in the wrong direction. The unfortunate part of that is, and you never want to see any life lost on our roadways, but that driver will cause an accident and they would probably be the only one to survive from the accident as well. That is how ironic it could be.
Yeah.
And like I said, you don't want to see any loss of life at all. But unfortunately, when it happens, the person who is in the fault is the one to survive. Yeah.
On the walk away. Yeah. All right, OC.
Lord Graham, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We do have another caller on hold, but we have to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
The Coca-Cola Christmas Parade is back. Tuesday, December 12, Radio Cayman will be bringing you live coverage throughout the parade, starting from the Cayman Turtle Center at 5:30 p.m. Come out and wave or bring the kids to meet Santa along the way.
Stops include West Bay Fire Station, Governor Square, Cardinal Avenue, Windsor Park, Country and Western, and South Sound Dock.
The 2023 Coca-Cola Christmas Parade is back. Tuesday, December 12. Stay tuned for more details of Coca-Cola festive celebrations for the Eastern Districts.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For our YouTubers this morning, you're hearing us live, but unable to see any images. We have had some technical difficulties due to power outages here in the area. Again, a big kudos, a big shout out to the workmen, the linesmen of CUC for the extremely sterling work that they're doing under these challenging conditions as well. We're going back to the phone lines. I think, Ms. Susan, we have that YouTube caller at the point. WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you today, sir?
Good morning. I am fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Two things I want to speak briefly about.
Sure.
I had to laugh when Graham said that about the roundabout. I think it was Thursday or Friday. I was behind a car and the roundabout here, and the old Crew Road there where you come up from Tropical Garden and you can go to Linford Pearson Highway. Mm-hmm. There was a lady that stopped in the center of the roundabout, stopped completely. And I'm behind her blowing. And that woman don't know nothing where she was going. And I watched her go round there twice after I came behind her blowing. It's terrible. And I understand from good sources that people are coming here already paid for their license, bought them already. I ain't gonna say no more about that. Bought their license before they even come on the island. A certain nationality, particularly. So all of these things, like what Graham said, is 100% right. The road is a casket, When you get in the car, that's a casket. Number two, Mr. Connor, Wilty Drive, you don't have to wait for no accident to happen up at Star Apple. They come cross here in the morning from like 15 to 7 in the morning, flying pile up, and the people, the residents that is in Wilty Drive, they can't get out. I have been seeing that me personally have been stopping to get out of Wilty Drive all 4 to 5 minutes in the morning. I don't know why the police can't do anything about that. I don't know if they can close off northward or what, because they're coming from northward, they're coming from Bordentown. I see people coming in from East End, coming through here. So I don't know what we're going to do about this traffic situation in Cayman. But it's bad, and I would like to leave this message with everybody that is driving on the roads for this new year coming and for the ending of this holiday that is coming up. Please take your time and drive carefully. People don't dim their lights no more. They don't turn on their trafficators until they're almost ready to turn in to the place where they're going.
That is when they do turn them on.
It is terrible.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I said that is when they do turn them on. Some turn without even using indicators.
Yeah. And these lights, they got I see some green lights and yellow lights. That's why I have to stop driving in the night. I can't drive no more in the night because I know when I was in the police department, I know they couldn't use no other kind of lights beside the white lights. And even when those cars came to the island, they would take them into the garage and fix them lights that they would dim on the left. But I don't know if they do that anymore neither because I see some car lights in the night. I don't know where these lights come from, but the traffic is terrible on the road. And I'm wishing everybody a blessed and peaceful and a safe holiday season. Slow down, people. You're going to get where you're going. Please. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. Reading. Okay. We're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
It's Santa here. Join me and my elves for the Coca-Cola Christmas Truck Parade on Tuesday, 12th December. It's Grand Cayman's cheeriest Christmas tradition. My reindeer will be soaring from West Bay to South Sound, starting at Cayman Turtle Center at 5:30 p.m., then stopping at West Bay Fire Station, Governor Square, Cardinal Avenue, Windsor Park, Country and Western and South Sound Dock. My elves will be giving away presents throughout the parade. So come on out and join the Christmas cheer, the Coca-Cola Christmas Parade, Tuesday, December 12th. And stay tuned for more details for Coca-Cola's festive celebrations for the Eastern Districts.
Jingle all the way into the season of incredible savings and wish granting with Digicel. This Christmas, get 25% off your Prime Bundle plan or postpaid bill for the next 6 months. With plans featuring social data, entertainment data, and more, Digicel keeps you connected and entertained all season long. But here's the real magic. Digicel could make your Christmas wish come true. Win a prize of your choice, from getting your rent paid to a new laptop or even a brand new car. Visit a Digicel store today, where dreams come true this holiday season.
Hello, Cayman. This is your Deputy Governor, Franz Manderson. As we start to experience cooler weather, we are seeing more and more walkers, runners, and cyclists on our streets. I applaud everyone who is taking the time to exercise outdoors. I want to encourage our cyclists to wear helmets while riding, reflective clothing and lights, and to avoid riding side by side when in groups. I also encourage our motorists to exercise caution when approaching our cyclists. Our government and its agencies are working to reduce accidents on our roads. Let us work together to keep each other safe on our roads.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valued customers of the following holiday hours at both its Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac offices. Friday, 22nd of December 2023, office hours 8:30 a.m. until 12 p.m. Cashiers will close at 11 a.m. Office will reopen on Wednesday, 27th of December. Friday, the 29th of December 2023, office hours will be 8:30 a.m. until 12 p.m. Cashiers will close at 11 a.m. Office will reopen Tuesday, 2nd of January 2024. The board, management, and staff of the Water Authority wish its customers and the public a safe and a healthy holiday season.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're in a slightly different setting. I'm in Miss Susan's control room doing the show this morning. We've had some technical difficulties as a result of power outages. We're working on it, and we know that those very dedicated employees of CUC, they have been working outside. I'm not sure whether or not they're finished outside yet, but we want to, again, thank them very much for the hard work that they do. Let's grab a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Did I heard you say a while ago something in regards to what we would like to see for the new year?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I've been circling this island and looking at the various yards that put in their junk outside be picked up by our environmental health. So I was just wondering, how is it that we go to the furniture store, appliance store, we buy all our stuff, and sometimes we got to pay to have it delivered. Sometimes we can get it free deliver. Up in Bordentown had free deliver, but that's under new management now, so they're charging to deliver their appliances and so forth. So I just want to say and ask, are this our gifts back from the government these last few years of picking up people's refrigerators and stoves and whatever they may put outside, bulk rate pick up outside the yards on a yearly basis for the last couple of years? I feel or see that everybody needs to take control of their own yard. We should not even have that kind of program. We got people here who has removal trucks, and I don't even think they get as much business as they should get, knowing that everybody's saving up their stuff at the end of the year to put it by the road to look so disgraceful and so forth. I feel that people, homes, and owners should do a lot better than what they do. And this is a Christmas gift to the people of these islands, because we got to pick up your appliances and whatever for the year, Christmas time. Is that our present from the government and environmental health? I really don't think that that is the greatest gift, because everybody take control of their own yard. And people out here who need shelter, who need food, children who need attention more than ever. They keep blaming the behavior of children on coronavirus lockdown for 2 years. I think it's time that we step out of that gate right now and start going into a more positive life living, and stop blaming coronavirus for everything that is happening in our lives throughout the whole world, and especially Cayman, because we like to hold on to things that don't have no value sometimes, depending on what it is. So I feel that next year we need to cut out this pickup, let everybody take care of their own yard, get these guys that have their removal trucks to make some money. They need to live too. And furthermore, all of these cars are parked up on just about every road they can go. And 99.9% of the place, they're private-owned homes. They're doing rental, and has nowhere for the people to park the vehicles when they return home at the end of the day. And I heard a remark one time that the government said that they're trying to, make people do certain things like this, that they don't have to go to need assessment for any help. Well, let me just tell you, OC, a majority of these homes are being rented, and the EU is paying the landlords the rent. So it's still, it's still coming out one with the other. And yet they got these vehicles parked up on the road being a nuisance to people who are trying to cross. And I don't think it's right for anyone to take our streets and use it for a parking lot when you should have sufficient parking in your yard, regardless if it's rental or non-rental. You shouldn't have no more cars than what your yard can hold.
Agreed.
That's how I feel about it.
Caller, thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have to go to our 9 o'clock headline news. We do have another caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice. Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The headline news is brought to you by Health Services Authority.
MPs are back in Parliament today as debate will start on the throne speech, budget address, and policy statement delivered in the House on Friday. You can watch the proceedings live on the CIGTV YouTube channel. Hamas has threatened that not a single hostage will be allowed to leave Gaza alive unless its demands for a prisoner exchange are met. But Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says dozens of Hamas militants have surrendered, and he described the situation as, quote, the beginning of the end for the group. Israel has ordered civilians to flee the center of Khan Yunis, with an official saying he doesn't want civilians caught up in the, quote, difficult fighting there. A key mediator, Qatar, says the chances of a new ceasefire between Israel and Hamas are, quote, narrowing, but has vowed to keep up the pressure on both sides. Hamas attacked Israel 9 weeks ago, killing 1,200 people and taking more than 240 hostage. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza said Israel has killed about 18,000 people in its retaliatory campaign. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The headline news is brought to you by Health Services Authority.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. One of our listeners wrote and said, just heard you talking about the 2/5 makeup of cabinet. We have been in contravention of the Constitution since it came into being. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning, sir. How art thou?
I'm fine. And you could have said that it was me.
Only with your permission.
O.C., if we start on the premise that cabinet is enabled by Parliament, then you will see the reason why that 2/5 is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Parliament needs to remove cabinet with a 2/3 majority.
Right, to have the ability to remove them, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. Remove the premier, which then makes cabinet fall.
Right.
The government falls. Right. Okay. When we did that constitution, there were 15 members of parliament.
Mm-hmm.
We had 5 members of cabinet.
Right.
So even then, we were in contravention. Well, 10 is thirds, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we did the Constitution, the big talk was that we needed to increase cabinet because there was too much work. At those talks, it was agreed that they would put the 2/3 in the Constitution,
mm-hmm.
but there was a provision to increase the members of Parliament.
Right.
So if you increase by 2 in cabinet, you immediately have to increase the numbers of Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
We went up to 19, and then we went and amend the Constitution again, and we said 7 plus 1. You see how crafted that was done?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How crafted was? Now, if you go 8 in cabinet, you need 4 members of parliament.
Right.
Okay? So we have been in contravention of it because we always had to go into cabinet to get at least 1 to vote for a no confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And by us using speakers from on the inside further aggravates that 2/3.
Right.
Then you got to get another for that member who's sitting there speaker. But therein lies the problem. The Constitution has been, we have been ultra virus, the Constitution, ever since it came in place. So the only way to do it is to start from how many members of parliament, how many members of cabinet you need, and work backwards to increase the numbers of members of parliament, so the parliament has 2/3 vote over cabinet to ensure that cabinet is the provision of enabling cabinet remains in place.
So you're saying basically we should work from the parliamentary side in terms of the numbers there, and that should determine how many ministers we have, rather than saying, well, we want to have 8 ministers, and how do we get to that without breaching the Constitution?
That's correct. Either way, I was saying it the opposite, but you're right. If once we got the numbers of members of parliament, we know how much members it is. That will determine how many cabinet members we have.
Okay. Now, while I have you on the line, we have 2 observations. One caller earlier spoke about the speaker being elected by popular vote. And before we go to that one, a caller before you spoke about the pickup that government does during the Christmas time. And she has some very valid points. What I would say to one of those points is that let's look at the alternative if government decided not to pick up those furniture and household things that are normally not picked up during the course of garbage collection. If government decided not to do that, what would be the implications? What would be the repercussions? We already see, and because you, in your district of East End, we have seen what has happened in the High Rock area, in that area there with all of the dumping. My point of view is if government didn't do it, then I believe that we would have a worse situation as far as people just simply dumping those things wherever they could. Any comments?
Yeah, see, we need to go back a little bit, right? We need to go back to when residents were being charged, was it $100, I believe? Yes, because it was under me per year to pick up the garbage. It wasn't paying for the pickup of garbage. So what an administration did, I believe it was McKeever's, we put it in taxes and make that up, and then we remove the $100. You remember that?
Right.
Okay. Now, to whomever that was, let me just clearly explain that government has a responsibility, what do you call it, health and well-being now or something like that, ministry. Government
health and wellness.
Health and wellness. Government has a serious responsibility to ensure the health of a country. No matter which government it is, whether it's here or Timbuktu, I don't care. Now, there are people in every country who cannot afford that free enterprise to the extent some can, i.e. hiring a truck to get rid of all that and whatnot. So government has a responsibility to ensure those things are not stacked up in yards and whatnot and left unattended, and it creates a health hazard, i.e. rats and whatnot, scorpions, animals that will spread diseases. Mosquitoes, the same mosquitoes that we complain about, that's what this does. Government has a responsibility to ensure those things don't happen, because once it's in my yard, I mightn't get dengue or malaria or whatever from it, but the whole country, or if I get it, the whole country, it can spread.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a communicable disease that you have problems with, and the whole country then gets disrupted.
And those persons with the financial wherewithal to do so are likely to do so anyway in terms of hiring someone to take away their refuse simply because they don't want it to be unsightly around their $750,000 and $2 million premises.
Absolutely. So the people that we are doing this for are middle class and below. Middle class, I mean, they could probably afford it, but see, they don't got the time. And it's easy for them to put it out by the road, and why not? Why shouldn't government take on that responsibility of making sure this country is healthy? That's government's job. That's your representative job. That's their job.
Yeah.
So for the matter of, I've always said that democracy is one of the deadliest of them all, right? You ask people vote for you, you get elected, you go in there, you tax them, take the money from them to spend it back on the services they need. That's what democracy is all about.
Okay, let's switch now to the caller who spoke about the speaker being elected in
from outside.
From outside, right? Of course, Section 65 of our Constitution speaks about 65A states that a speaker from amongst the elected members of the Assembly or persons who are qualified to be elected members of the Assembly other than ministers. So that's the qualifications there. If we were to have a speaker elected nationwide, I mean, it's something that provisions could be made for in the Constitution, and absolutely nothing wrong with it, whether or not there is the political and national will for that to take place. But it is certainly a practical and pragmatic option.
Well, no, it is not, O.C.
In what way?
Well, here, Parliament conducts its own affairs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you get a speaker being elected from on the outside, could be a freshman, never been to Parliament before. There's a certain knowledge you need to be a speaker.
But the Constitution doesn't call for that.
What?
In terms of a speaker, what it says is that you have to be qualified as, let me find it again.
Qualified to be elected to Parliament.
Right, but it doesn't say that you have to have certain amount of experience or anything.
No.
That's customary. That's something that we, that you consider when you're choosing someone. Yeah, convention.
That is convention.
Mm-hmm.
So, because a speaker who has no knowledge of that place on how to conduct that place could disrupt that entire proceeding, the entire Parliament. Let's look at Alden right now. Alden and I have had more hard knocks on the rules and the conventions of Parliament. We've been rejected, our motion has been rejected. We understood what it, at this stage in our lives, we understand what it is to make rulings, based on conventions and stuff. Now, the only way a speaker can be elected is that the government elects that speaker. That's how it works. That they're the majority. It takes the majority to put the person in place. It's simple majority.
You said that's how it works. I would say that that's what we're accustomed to.
So tell me where else it works other than that.
Well, we haven't tried anything else, have we?
Where else do we?
Have we tried anything else? We haven't.
Okay. I hear you, but where else has it been tried anywhere else in the world is the question I'm asking. I don't know. But let's take a look at the House of Commons in England. When usually a speaker resigns there, okay, or right, when that speaker resigns or demits office, you will get 10, 15 people who put their name up to be speaker. They feel they're qualified, they put their name up.
Right.
You know, England, you can't get them from on the outside. You can get them because of the numbers in the parliament there, 600 and what, right? So that's why that is. So they start whittling them down. And people start dropping out. The whips, the parties, all of them start moving in. And they come up with one name, one person, because you need to show that that person has the confidence of every member inside there to be put in that position.
But what greater confidence that you can have if you are elected by the majority of the population, over 20,000, 20-something thousand qualified voters? What more confidence than you can have, rather than having the confidence of 19, even though one could argue, well, it is those 19 who have to deliberate and are affected by. But we're going to take a commercial break. I'm going to ask you to hang in there because we want to come back to this. And I want then to point out to you then, if it is the case, about the member from within, why have we put that option from outside, that a person can be elected from inside or outside if we're going to look at the experience that that person has? Folks, we're going to continue the conversation with former Member of Parliament, Mr. Arden McLean, as soon as we return from this commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I go and flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old girl.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
A house isn't a home without the perfect furnishings and decor. At Robert Wood Furniture and Design, we have everything your home deserves. Shop now for incredible store-wide savings, up to 50% off on sofas, beds, dining tables, and chairs. Or ask about our custom furnishing options and interior design services. Find the perfect gift ideas with accent pillows and vases, starting at just $10. Lamps as low as $20. Whether it's kitchen and bathroom remodeling to flooring and window treatments, lighting, fans, furniture, and home decor, Robert Wood Furniture and Interiors has all you need this Christmas. Visit our website, robertwoodky.com. Like, follow, and share our page on Facebook and Instagram, Robert Wood Furniture and Interiors, or swing by our store at Cayman Center, Owen Roberts Drive. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous and healthy New Year.
'Tis the season at Vigoro, and we've got all your festive favorites. From Christmas ornaments to decorations, succulents to ceramics. We've got gifts and more. Blooms, orchids, mobiles, garden accessories, furniture, even fairy gardens for the little ones. Make it a Vigoro Christmas with a gift that will be treasured forever. Both garden centers will be open on Christmas Eve till 5 p.m. Merry Christmas from Vigoro.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I'm back in familiar settings. Those of you who are following us on YouTube, now you can see my mug as well. We do have Mr. Ard McLean on the phone with us. We do have two more callers on hold, but I want to just continue to progress this discussion with Mr. McLean, the last part of it having to do with a speaker from outside of our legislature and one of our callers' suggestions that the speaker should be popularly elected by the electorate as opposed to being chosen by the 19 members of our parliament. Some people say, they're already stressed enough in terms of their responsibilities, their parliamentary responsibilities, as well as their ministerial responsibilities, their constituent responsibilities. So why not have a speaker who doesn't have that constituent responsibility and once elected must follow the rules of the parliament in terms of being impartial, in terms of protecting the rights of the government, as well as protecting the rights of the minority. Mr. McLean.
You asked about why they put that provision in the Constitution. Winston Churchill once said, and I'll paraphrase here, that after you look at all, as bad as democracy is, after you look at all the rest, it's still the best. Okay? Democracy is about a majority, and a majority can be won. Okay? It only takes one more than the other side to be a majority. Okay? Now, that simply means that this country can be governed by a majority, one more than the other side. So, we have 19 members of parliament, a majority is 10. So the country can be governed by 10 people. Now, what are you going to do for a speaker? Okay? That's the reason that was put in there, OC. Making provision that if it's only a simple majority that is running the country, you can pick up speaker from outside who qualifies.
But that may be the thinking at the point in time, but the Constitution doesn't explain it that way. Someone not being familiar with the discussions would simply read this as, you can choose a speaker from outside or you can choose them from inside. And not ascribing a reason as to why that needs to be done.
But you see, I mean that's a logical conclusion. But of course, if you have more than the simple majority, and you still have your majority on the floor of 10, say someone got 15 out of the 19 or whatever, you can put one of them as speaker because you expect them to have the requisite experience to be inside there. Who would argue against Alden? Who would argue against McKeever? Nobody's going to argue against them two guys sitting there over the parliament. Nobody's going to. No, Julia, when she was there, come on, nobody's going to argue against those people there.
That's because those are the only choices that we have made.
what OC I'm saying to you is I cannot support a speaker being elected. Once the speaker has been elected from on the inside, they can run in the election again like they do in England as the returning speaker. And if that is a safe seat. I heard you say that one day a week or something.
Yeah, Dr. McField.
Right. That's considered a safe seat because no party runs against that person because they have confidence in that person.
Yeah.
So the person don't even have, you don't want them, like Steve said, you don't want them going out there doing, discussing policies and what the government should do and what not if they're returning as a speaker, you know what I mean? You really don't want that.
Okay.
So, you're right. So once the speaker has been elected, they can run as the returning speaker, and that would be the best thing to do to keep them out of that discussion, that campaign and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. Mr. McLean, I want to thank you very much, for that. But just want to leave us with this: that nothing wrong with trying new things if it seems logical. You've put up a strong argument as to why it shouldn't be that way. Why you don't believe that a speaker should be popularly elected. But we shouldn't get bogged down in what we've done in the past. But Mr. McLean, thank you very much for being so accommodating this morning as well. Thank you.
All right.
Let's try to grab another caller before we go to the break. We know some persons have been holding on for a while. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
OC, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I was listening to Mr. McLean there just now. I can't believe what he said about the boat race pickup. But OC, when you go to these gated areas and these rich folks areas, you don't see anything out there need to be picked up. And he talked about just the garbage, but what about all these vehicles that is parked here and there that's not even being used anymore? They're gathering up rats and all kind of insects and so forth, there where they're parked up for a period of time until they're being picked up, whatever the case may be. So I really don't agree with Mr. McLean. Well, he does say third, what do you call us? Third what? A middle class. It's a middle class situation. They're picking up garbage for us. Mr. OC, I've been in Unis for 25 years, and the only thing been picked up from my yard was when Grace came through and took down my mango trees that the premier had the people in the area clean up this area. So I think that is a pile of bull to say we are middle class, that we're going to just come and pick up your bulk waste for you because
I'm not sure I'm not sure that that's what he was saying.
Well, I'm not going to do no tat for tat, no bottle for fish, but I guess I interpret it wrong. But the fact of the matter is, Mr. OC, we need to look in a broader mirror about how to keep this island and how to go about protecting the people of this island and stop putting umbrellas over some people's head and leaving us out here to the rain to fall upon us.
So do you agree Do you agree with what he said, that it's government, mainly government's responsibility to ensure that we're living in a healthy environment, while it is incumbent upon each of us as individuals to ensure our cleanliness and everything else, that there are certain things that have been ascribed to the government to do, and that should be done?
Yes, but only the house garbage, I would consider that to be coming under government. And we take care of the rest of our problems in our yard when it comes to removing our vehicles, our refrigerators, our stoves and whatever. They're not doing a lot of justice when they come out here and do that for a lot of people. They're not doing no justice, and it need to be turned back around and make them take care of their own yard and continue the regular garbage pickup. Because in how our regular garbage is being picked up by our men, it is a shame to know our men come out here and got to deal with this garbage so unsanitized, so unpacked, and so, you know what I mean? So it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Our men are not being treated fairly with the garbage trucks. They're not being treated fairly when it comes to the cleanliness. Our people is nasty. So we're going to come and do clean up for the middle class. The white folks don't do this. I'm calling it how I see it. The white folks don't have their place looking like how I must say the black folks have their areas, and we got all nationalities coming here adding to the situation. Oh, see, something got to give, man. Something got to give. But I'll leave you with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One of our listeners has written and said that Mr. Bush's government at 2% to import added 2% to import duties and discontinued residential collection fees, excluding condos. The increased duty was never channeled to the Department of Environment. So we increased the duties, but it wasn't ring-fenced in such a way that it went to the Department of Environmental Health. Says Department of Environmental Health has been delinquent in not establishing drop-off stations in the districts similar to the entrance to the Georgetown landfill. It would provide a much more convenient way for residents to dispose of their own garbage. And I'm thankful for that listener for that as well. We have to take a commercial break. We do still have callers on hold. We will accommodate that caller as soon as we return. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
It's Santa here. Join me and my elves for the Coca-Cola Christmas Truck Parade on Tuesday, 12th December. It's Grand Cayman's cheeriest Christmas tradition. My reindeer will be soaring from West Bay to South Sound, starting at Cayman Turtle Center at 5:30 p.m. Then stopping at West Bay Fire Station, Governor Square, Cardinal Avenue, Windsor Park, Country and Western and South Sound Dock. My elves will be giving away presents throughout the parade. So come on out and join the Christmas cheer, the Coca-Cola Christmas Parade, Tuesday, December 12th. And stay tuned for more details for Coca-Cola's festive celebrations for the Eastern Districts.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Capella Music Festival is back Saturday, April 27th, 2024 at the Festival Green in Cabana Bay. Now is your chance to purchase your tickets at the lowest price possible in the blind sale on now at capellamusicfestival.com. Save now before the artist lineup announcements start in January 2024. The Capella Music Festival blind ticket sale is on now at capellamusicfestival.com. Purchase and save today while supplies last. Capella Music Festival is brought to you by Cayman Airways, Cabana Bay, and the
Tune
Cayman
in
Islands
every Monday
Department
through
of
Friday
Tourism.
at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the people's station. Your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I want to thank all of those who have been contributing to an excellent show this morning in terms of providing commentary, providing their views on certain subjects as well. One of our listeners wrote and said the argument regarding electing a speaker from amongst the elected members holds no water. They go on to ask, wasn't the Honorable Catherine Ebanks Wilkes a new member when she was elected as Speaker? They could have elected someone, from the outside, as well. When we look at the selection of a Speaker in our Parliament here, it has always been done as a matter of convenience, whether it has to do with ensuring that a member who was not able to acquire a ministerial role on the government side, that they're rewarded with the speakership as well as the deputy speakership as well. And we should bear in mind also that the deputy speaker must be selected from the elected membership of our Parliament. So only the Speaker can come from outside, not the Deputy Speaker as well. And in our last scenario with Sir Alden McLaughlin being chosen as the Speaker, like I said before, that was a stroke of genius by the Honourable Juliana O'Connor Conley, Premier of the Cayman Islands, a stroke of genius. Of course, it took Sir Alden also, it took him to accept that position, but in her making the move and his acceptance of it, what it has done to a certain extent is even weaken more the opposition on the other side of the aisle as well. Let's go to the phone lines. Miss Susan, caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hey, good morning, O.C. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. I was waiting long enough. I should be able to topic on this topic. But
Sure. Go right ahead. Sorry about that.
I had to agree with what Mr. Arden was saying there. And also, once again, I have to agree with you with speaking regarding to the Speaker of the House of being the brilliance of the Premier choosing him. I still say that was just like what you said, that was a brilliant move on their behalf. But I don't want to topic on that because that can stretch the call too long. I just want to mention what Lloyd Graham was speaking about with the license and the traffic and thing there in Grand Cayman.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have it here yet in Cayman Brac. It's getting really bad here. It's really getting bad. But the people coming here that doesn't hold a license, I quite agree with what he said. I must agree with what he said. And what is they doing here on the Brac is they go out after dark and practice driving. In that way, the law can't see who is doing what on the roads. And then the next couple of days, you see them on the road, and they still don't know whether to turn left or turn right into these. Some days ago, I almost hit into a lady trying to turn into the hospital. But she didn't know whether to stop or to turn.
Do they display those learners' plates that they have to display?
They display the learner's plate that they have to display. But the thing about it is, if you go out in the night, it can't be seen. It won't be noticed. Even though they're reflective, some of the cars don't put them on. And a lot for the last couple of months now, I noticed. You drive around and you might see can count on both hands cars with L plates on them. Otherwise, you don't see no other ones. And there's a lot of people that are out there after hours taking driving lessons in order for them to get their license. I agree with him. They should come here and they should have license before coming here. Now it can work around both sides. It not always be that simple, but they have to be rules and regulations, especially over in Grand Cayman. The traffic there is just ridiculously unstoppable, and you have people that not knowledgeable about what signs reads, what are the signs means to turn which way or what way or stop which way or give a way to what traffic. Some people can't read these signs fast enough coming upon them, and they don't know which way to turn, so they turn the opposite direction all the time in hoping that they made the right choice, and it could be the wrong choosing for some and for many. And I think it should be something that laid down. I mean, we don't want to close out the year sounding so negative, but there should be some impact of government implementing something to secure the roads, because they're getting out of hand, and we don't want people that do not know rules and regulations of the road to be on the road and causing more problems.
Yep.
So that's my 2 cents for the morning. So you have a good day.
Thank you. You have a great day. Stay safe in the BRAC as well. Any other callers, Ms. Susan? One more caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. I just want to say season greetings to you all. That radio came on there.
Thank you. Thank you. Same to you, sir.
OC, I want to address what took place on, I think it was Wednesday, with Mr. Hugh and McTaggart was on there. OC, I have a little issue with what transpired on that show that day, especially with yourself. You know, when the gentleman from West Bay, a frequent caller to the radio station all the time, and you know, there comes a times that people are due respect, OC, right? And I did not realize, as a listener to this talk show, I did not appreciate the way that it went and the way that you defended Mr. Hugh. Because whenever you get people on there, especially politicians that cannot defend themselves, they should not be on your talk show.
I think I may have said that I don't believe that that I needed to defend him. So it wasn't like that he couldn't defend himself, and I was, doing it for him. Sometimes as a moderator, there are certain positions that you have to take, certain things that you have to do as a moderator, and I thought that I did that in this particular case.
But what you did, you also told that gentleman, do not come on to this talk show unless he have facts. All right? Well, right away, let me finish.
Go ahead.
What that told me is that you had more faith in what Mr. Hugh was saying over this gentleman that came and brought these allegations against and you noticed that Mr. McTaggart did not open his mouth regarding the matter. So that is telling me that Mr. McTaggart...
That doesn't tell you anything. All it tells you is that he simply chose not to comment.
No, but it tells me. It mightn't tell you, but it tells me. That's what it tells me.
Okay, that's your interpretation. That's your interpretation. Yeah, agreed. I give you that.
Thank you very much. But I mean, it was just dealt with in a way that I felt, it shouldn't have been dealt with. And, because if that gentleman wasn't a frequent caller to your talk show all the time, I could have said, well, he's just causing trouble or something like that. But, a lot of us come on to the radio station and we have facts. And when we can get the host that having doubts in what we're saying, I mean,
when you say you have facts, what do you mean by facts? Something that you heard from somebody else, or something that you actually were eyewitness to or heard?
Whatever the situation might have been, right? I mean, I would have had no reason to doubt that gentleman over Mr. Hugh. And Mr. Hugh should have been able, like I said, to defend himself. And that could have went in a completely different direction. You would not have to been involved in it, and you probably would not have to leave a bad taste in that gentleman's mouth as a frequent caller. And, I just, as a listener, like I said, I don't feel that, it was addressed properly.
Okay, yeah, and you're entitled to that.
Yes, thank you very much. And, my personal view is I think that gentleman, if he wasn't a frequent caller, but being a frequent caller, I think he entitled to apologies from Radio Cayman for, what transpired, because I don't think it was fair to deal with him in that manner.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Your views are certainly taken under consideration. And I would just say this before we go to a commercial break, that as a moderator, I believe that I have the right to challenge persons. I get a lot of WhatsApp messages here. I don't necessarily read all of them because, if they're not factually correct, then I may correct the person by sending them a WhatsApp messaging saying, here is the case. And I've done that on many occasions as well. But again, our intentions here the intention is to provide our listening audience with reliable information, factual information as well. We're going to take our last commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season to be merry and healthy in the Cayman Islands. At Doctors Hospital and Integra Healthcare, we're not just a hospital and clinic with a talented group of local and international healthcare professionals. We're your partners in well-being throughout the year. So may your holidays be filled with the soothing sounds of the ocean, the embrace of good health, and a commitment to a healthier tomorrow. From all of us at Doctors Hospital and Integra Healthcare, we wish you and your loved ones happy holidays and a wonderful new year.
Reflections annual countdown to Christmas sale is on now. Complete your Christmas shopping super early this year by getting Reflections gift certificates for everyone on your list. Save 60% on all Adidas apparel. Find store-wide savings up to 60% off on tees, caps, shoes, and clothing. Selected Nike, Puma, and US Polo is 50% off. US Polo handbags. Buy one, get one at 50% off. Save on ladies' fashion jeans, one pair of jeans for $25 or two for $45. Includes select Levi's 100% cotton tees by Johnny Cotton, 2 for $34.99. Spend $25 and be entered to win up to $500 in gift certificates. Open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 9 to 9. Located on Shedden Road beside Mango Tree.
See yourself in reflections.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old girl.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
'Twas the days before Christmas in Digicel stores near and far. Stockings were hung with the best tweenie deals by far. A tweenie 7-day bundle, it was quite an appeal. With 2 gigabytes any use data, it made Roblox so real. YouTube and Disney Plus, oh what a delight. Boys and girls were entertained from morning till night. Endless messaging, a connection so dear. Staying in touch with parents, oh what a cheer. Visit a Digicel store today, where dreams come true this holiday season.
Radio Cayman News.
Cayman and the United Kingdom are reaffirming their relationship.
The prosecution argues that the men planned and executed to rob the bank.
DOE conservation officers recently seized 86 conch.
Like she was so proud to spend $3 on that old taco chicken bag.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Deck the halls with beautiful furniture and decor without breaking the bank. Enter the Beacon Furniture Holiday Raffle and win big. That's right, shop at Beacon Furniture and you can be our next winner. With each purchase, customers have a chance to win $500 in Beacon cash. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to spruce up your home for the holidays. Join us on December 30th for the drawing at each location. 2 lucky winners will be chosen, one at our Savannah store and another at our Red Bay location. Each winner will walk away with $500 in Beacon credit. Don't wait. Start shopping
shopping today. To learn more about the Beacon Furniture Holiday Raffle, visit our website, beaconfurniture.ky, or come by our stores. 2 locations, 32 Hurst Road, Savannah. Call 945-2348 or 386 Shamrock Road in Prospect. Call 943-2500. Good luck and happy shopping.
It's time for more winners and better prizes this Christmas. With Kirk Freeport's $40,000 sweepstakes, you could win one of 3 $5,000 cash prizes or a daily cash prize of $1,000 just for shopping at your favorite Kirk Freeport store. All purchases of $100 before noon on Christmas Eve qualify for all remaining prize draws. There's even a special Rolex watch prize draw on January 2nd and loads of other great prizes to be won. More winners, better prizes every Christmas with Kirk Freeport's $40,000 sweepstakes. Full details on kirkfreeport.com. Merry Christmas from everyone at Kirk Freeport.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. I just want to remind our listeners and our viewers, there's an old maxim that still applies. It applies especially when you're going to speak publicly as well. And it applies, for those who moderate talk shows and do other types of moderation. And that is that you are entitled to your own opinion. What you're not entitled to is your own facts. The truth, the facts. You're not entitled to that. Because there can only be one truth and one facts. Well, there can be more than one truth, but the facts are important. Before we grab the last caller, this person also wrote in terms of the speakership. They point out that there will always be a chance that a speaker may not have the experience that we talk about, as it will depend on how many in our parliament are newly elected candidates. So, if you were to get, the majority, let's say the majority of members of parliament being newly elected, not having any experience, at all, then you would end up with possibly with an inexperienced speaker, the way that you may end up with one if they were chosen by popular vote as well. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Can I see Bank?
Yes, sir. Recognize the voice.
Okay. I caught a bit of what Mr. Art McLean was talking a bit about earlier concerning the speaker. If I'm not mistaken, he referred to a speaker sort of having a certain degree of experience in parliamentary procedures, more or less. Was that his argument?
Yes, part of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if we take that, a step further, what about, again, elected members of parliament? Should they have a particular amount of experience or qualification? Or even to go a bit further, a minister who may have had an experience in, let's say, financial management of their own business or whatever, or for a company, and then you appointed to a ministry, and you have to oversee $40, $50, $100 million. Should you have a certain amount of experience and or qualifications to hold that kind of job?
Yeah.
That's my views on that.
They're all learning on the job.
Yeah, and again, I particularly, or personally, think that the speaker should be elected from outside.
And you mean by the members of parliament or by the electorate?
Either.
Okay.
Preferably by electorate. Or if it's government, then that person should be from outside, because when there's an MP that assumes that role, he or she, again, has to give up a lot of their constituency responsibilities or aren't able to address them as if they were didn't have that post. So it should be from outside.
Okay.
And I think we have sufficient persons within our community who could easily fulfill that role. I mean, Miss Catherine, she's a newcomer, and I didn't really hear anything negative about her short tenure. She seemed to have made some really good strides during her time. So it shows that a newcomer can also fill the role.
Yeah, I would say, caller, that since we do such a good job when we elect our members of parliament, I don't see why the public can't do just as good a job, in terms of electing a speaker, as well. I might be that may have a tint of sarcasm in it, but there it is.
No, but again, if we, because they can put that much trust in the electorate to elect those 19, I mean, we can be capable of electing at least one more. So that's my contribution for the morning, sir, and all the best to you, your family, and all the Radio Command listeners and residents of the island. Have a safe and joyful holiday season.
Thank you, and the same to you as well, folks. I'm going to try to see if I can do this in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, really. Wanted to point out to you some of the highlights of the Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly's speech in relation to the budget. She gave a summary of the main highlights of the budget, including the government's key fiscal policies, headlining figures in the budget address. She noted that the 2024-25 budget is in full compliance with the principles of responsible financial management as prescribed by the Public Management and Finance Act and those specified in the framework for fiscal responsibility. The key features of the budget were: core government is forecast to earn an operating revenue of $1.095 billion in 2024 and $1.137 billion in 2025. Core government's operating expenditures inclusive of I lost something here. Let's try to inclusive of financing expenses are forecast to be $1.052 billion in 2024 and $1.083 billion in 2025. Financing expenses elements of the proceedings is forecast to be $18.4 million in 2024 and $24.7 million in 2025. Core government operating surpluses are forecasted to be approximately $43 million in 2024 and $53 million in 2025. Closing cash balances are expected to be $388 million. I'm going to try not to bother you with all of those figures. Too much capital expenditure and investments, including equity investment into statutory authorities and government companies, totaling $35.2 million in 2024, $24.2 million in 2025. She also noted that the 2024 and 2025 revenue forecasts include new revenue measures. She's quoted as saying the decision to implement new revenue measures was not taken lightly, and efforts were made to ensure that they were not inflationary and did not have a direct impact on the average citizen and the already high cost of living. The new revenue measures are projected to yield additional revenues of $52 million in 2024 and $80 million in 2025. And are primarily related to administrative and regulatory related fees, which are charged by the General Registry, the Department for International Tax Compliance, the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority, and the Department of Commerce and Investment. Increases to work permit application fees, an increase to the import duty rate on hybrid and electric vehicles with a value of more than $70,000, an increase in the environmental tax payable with respect to hybrid and electric vehicles with a cost, insurance, and freight value of $80,000, an increase in customs fines and procedural fines, an increase in fees for immigration-related visas and extensions, an increase in the stamp duty rate is being contemplated for properties purchased in certain quote-unquote high-end geographic areas in the Cayman Islands. In order to meet all of the government's planned capital investments over the budget period 2024 and 2025, budget includes borrowing of $150 million over the 2-year budget period. I can say that we want to increase the fines also for traffic offenses, as well as an increase in the cost of driver's license, the ability to take the test for driver's license as well. We have to do something about the driving situation here in the Cayman Islands. Successive governments have been delinquent in that area. I sometimes compare them to the folly of United States lawmakers, where you continuously see people dying as a result of weapons, of gun crimes, and they do absolutely nothing about it to control the use of guns in the United States. We are doing the same thing here in the Cayman Islands with cars, not doing something about the cars. Folks, I have to dispense with my closing comments because I've gone 3 minutes over. Have a great day. Continue to support your radio station. Join Sterling, Dwayne Ebanks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these 3 beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery. Inspiring luxury. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
Radio Cayman.
The voice.
The heart. The soul of the Cayman Islands.